Where did you?
What is going on? Mike here from Altcoin Freedom. Hope you're having a good day or night wherever you are around the world. And if you're a soccer fan or football fan, if that's what you call it, where you're from, what an exciting game today, right? Brazil lost, the awesome team, but they lost, they're out, so opens up a lot of doors for a lot of the other great teams. But what a good game today, guys. Very exciting. If you're a football fan, let me know if you caught that game, what you think of it, and if you were shocked Brazil lost or not. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're not a fan of the Brazil team this year in the World Cup. But guys, in this video, we're going to talk about Tron TRX. A lot of news out of China with Tron. A lot of partnership, talk about all these different partnerships. Some people think Alibaba someday. Some people think no. Some people actually even argue about what is the relationship between Justin Sun and Jack Ma. So, some people think that's nothing more than a picture. You'll hear that there was a picture of them together. That doesn't mean anything, but it goes deeper than that, guys. Okay. And actually, there was a little bit of a contest out there. I'll tell you about that, how we can get onto the Tron Foundation Twitter account and learn about a little, a little competition with the World Cup there. You could win some Tron TRX. Okay. But the good news, guys, for Tron holders is that the future looks very bright. Tron is set to shine against Ethereum and some of the other platforms, because we know Ethereum has had its trouble with scalability and some other issues. Now, Ethereum is also a great project. I'm invested in Ethereum. I believe there'll be growth there as well for Ethereum later this year and into the future. But again, with more projects and platforms coming out with more options for dApp developers, it won't be, maybe it won't be as crazy for Ethereum as it was in 2017, right? With, they really capitalized on the ICO there with the smart contracts. So that whole little market of ICOs was all Ethereum, but now we have some more options, and which ones are going to shine? Well, Tron is set to shine, right? They have all of, they have everything pointing to Tron being a very good platform for dApp developers to choose. So let's talk about that, guys, because we know basically Ethereum, the biggest problem they face a lot is that people are talking about is the scalability issues. Okay, that's one of the weaknesses behind Ethereum. And recently, gas prices are even shooting up on the Ethereum because of all the projects doing airdrops. So that's that's really shooting the price up there on Ethereum. And, Ethereum's going to struggle if it's going to adopt at mass scale for more dApp development. And we see it's already having trouble with, airdrops and the scaling there. It's the problem with Ethereum, guys. It's not that they're not solving these issues. They're coming up with great solutions. And, you're always hearing about new things about the scaling, and we can believe it will happen. But the problem is, for Ethereum, is that they were quite slow in coming up with these solutions to the problems, and that gave a lot of good opportunities for newer and faster and more scalable blockchains to thrive and capture some of the market. And one of the big blockchains that can do it right now is Tron, okay, TRX. They're really going to cut in on the inefficiencies that Ethereum have opened up the market to for other people. So, we know the transaction speeds on Ethereum have really slowed down. As the activity increases, they can handle about 15 transactions per second. So basically, compared to Tron, that's nothing. We're over 1,000 transactions per second with Tron, okay? And capacity to even achieve more with TRX. So basically, that's huge news for Tron, and a lot of interest will come from the dApp developers just from that to the platform. Now, better than that, guys, is equally as good anyway, is the Tron transaction costs are very low compared to Ethereum. So the that high cost ratio there is very effective to bring more developers looking to run smart contracts on the Tron blockchain. And if we're also talking about gas prices, like I mentioned earlier, Ethereum can't compare to Tron there, okay? So basically, in the future, as we go further into 2018, 2019, years ahead, because I'm looking at Tron as a long-term hold like many of you, as we get further out, right, or we push our mindset out further in a couple years out, we're going to keep attracting more developers as they start realizing the more weaknesses of Ethereum and the benefits of the Tron blockchain. So, Tron also, as smart as they are and smart as the team are, they're ready to capitalize on this. They already laid the infrastructure down for, dApp developers easily to shift over to the Tron platform with ease, right, through the virtual machine, like the upcoming TVM. So it's going to be compatible with Ethereum, making it very easy for the developers just to slide right over to the Tron platform. So basically, there's no reason in the future why a developer would try to create their application on the Ethereum platform and deal with those slow speeds and high gas costs. Eventually, Ethereum is working on that. They will fix them, so they're not going to be totally shut out there. But the market for them is going to be hurt. They're going to lose a lot of market there to Tron because developers will go over to the better platform that serves them a little better. So, especially with all the new projects now we're seeing in crypto now, airdrops, right? It's a good way of attracting investors and growing the value. As that increases, it's going to increase gas prices, and that will be like really exposing the inefficiencies of any platforms that can't function well with that, like Ethereum is struggling right now. Okay, so, if you're going to be doing airdrops, if those coins and projects are going to be doing airdrops as their marketing tools, they're going to really be looking for high performance blockchains, and Tron's definitely going to be one of them. So for other Tron investors out there, it's probably good news. It's a happy moment right now. The price isn't moving like we want to see it with all the news, but remember the market we're in right now, manipulation holding us down, Bitcoin being manipulated, pulling the whole market down. Bear market, people could say, as if we were comparing it to a stock market, which a lot of people also don't want to do. Crypto world's a whole different animal right now. But again, we know the market's not in a bull run, so the news isn't really pulling us up like it used to when we were in the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. But we know right now, guys, Tron, it doesn't have the same level of projects running on it, obviously. It doesn't have that, the recognition yet right now with all the projects and the people that are thinking, I'm going to run our thing on Ethereum, we'll run our projects on Ethereum. But, it won't take long. So it's a long-term prospect, and in the future, they will keep attracting it because we know the team's very good at partnerships and very good at marketing. So in the next few years, guys, the number of projects running on Tron is going to rise exponentially, okay? And this will act as a huge catalyst for the value of Tron. And, well, hopefully in the future, we're going to see Tron raise very, very high. And that leads me to another question, guys. Something to think about in crypto is, everyone is arguing over prices, what they could reach, and, what you're expecting them to reach, and where your sell-off price would be, what you have in mind, where you'd be happy to maybe get out of a project and take that profit. So I think everybody has a little, what would make you rich is a very different opinion to different people. And, the numbers we have here could fluctuate a lot. So what you really just have to do in the market here, when you hear a lot of people saying, this isn't, it could never get to that price, it couldn't get to this price, or maybe what would you be happy with personally? I was talking to a member, in one of our little groups, and one of our members was talking about, he invested about $1,000 in Tron, at around 4 cents for TRX. So, it gave him around 25,000 TRX, and he was hoping if some of these price predictions of a $10 Tron in the future, right? He's a long-term holder as well, but he thinks with the good news of Tron developing in these industries, if he could ever hit $10, he'd have about $250,000. And to him, he's on the verge of being able to retire. So, he would be able to pay off what's left on his mortgage and just go into retirement and not keep working, like as he's trying to do now, just to accumulate a little more wealth for his family. But he thought that would be enough to push him over and let him live happily and go into early retirement. So, a lot of people might need a lot more money than that. Or so, it depends on your holdings in Tron, how much you have. So we all have that different thing. So you got to think, you got to get your mindset wrapped around, when would you be happy, right? How many years are you looking out, and what price would you be happy with? So, we don't need to talk about our holdings and how much we have, but what are some of the prices? Let me know in the comments below, guys, that you would be happy if Tron ever hit someday, and you don't even have to say the number you'd be looking at for how much money you would want to cash out. Some people would need $1 million, $5 million, $10 million. Some people would just, make $50,000 on their Tron positions. They'd be happy. That would do them well in their life. So where would you be happy? What kind of price point would Tron make you comfortably be willing to sell off your position and say, wow, I made a lot of profit in Tron and I'm happy with that? Would it be, $1, $5, $10? Are you thinking long term, you're hoping up $50 or higher if you're very optimistic? So, Tron in the next 5 years, we're looking at big things, guys, I think. And now something else I want to talk about is people are always saying, we have a big news coming out at the end of July. Could be a partnership, could be about the virtual machine, could be about a lot of different things. But one thing people underestimate is Justin Sun's connection to Jack Ma. So people say, you'll hear, there was a picture together. That doesn't really mean anything. But if you know the story more than that, and you know that Justin was in the program, and he's the first millennial graduate, right, from Hupin University. So, and which is Jack Ma's university. He's the principal, the founder, not the founder and everything, but he's very, very committed in that university. And you could imagine he would be very committed to the first millennial graduate, because Justin Sun is always talking about how when he graduated from the university, he wants to do very good in the blockchain, because that was his angle out of the university. He was one of the only people in the university to be going after the blockchain sector. That was his angle there. But he talks to the professors, the board, the classmates, everything, that he wants to do a lot as the first millennial graduate to make the university proud, okay? And you could probably be rest assured that Jack Ma would probably do a lot to support this first millennial graduate, which would also bring a lot of recognition back to the university and create, you know, some groundbreaking news for the university. So, you know, Sun spent a lot of time there. He wants to make the university proud. We know Jack Ma with Alibaba right now, they're the champion of applications for blockchain technology with patents right now in China, okay? So, you know, basically when it comes to blockchain technology and patents particularly, Alibaba's leading the whole way there. They're the most patented company in the world of blockchain technology. So every angle, sector, industry you can think about blockchain, they're getting patents because they're going to be going down those roads. So there was news about 406 patent applications were related to blockchain in 2017, and Alibaba had 43 of them. So they were only behind the People's Bank of China, which had just a few more. So, you know, the Alibaba's, with their patents, are covering every area of blockchain. So you could be rest assured with, you know, Justin Sun wanting to make the university proud, that connection through the university with Jack Ma. Jack Ma's, you know, Alibaba's having all the patents in blockchain in all the areas that you can imagine. And just with the, you know, how China supports each other in cryptocurrency and blockchain with the government and everything else, it would lead us to think that someday there could be some kind of connection there with Tron and Alibaba, or at least some very, you know, good support from Jack Ma and Alibaba towards Tron, or some angle they could be functioning together in the blockchain world eventually, right? So that's something we can look at. We don't have to read too much into it right now, but probably wouldn't be too surprising someday if they did have something to do together. Okay, another thing, if you're a World Cup fan and you've been watching the games, there was some news that Tron announced they're going to have a little competition for a prediction offer for the World Cup, right? And they partnered with Ubi. So anyone who wants to make a prediction could win, well, the winning prediction anyway, could win $380 worth of Tron and Ubi token. So basically, go over and check out the Tron Foundation Twitter, guys. If you're not on Twitter, get an account so you can start checking out the news of these different projects. But they have a couple things you have to do over there. This was all retweeted by Justin Sun. So if you have your Twitter accounts, guys, right, you can follow the official Huobi Pro accounts and Tron Foundation, and they have a little information about what you have to do. You have to comment and retweet some things about the two things, and you know, answer the prediction correctly. There's a questionnaire or a survey. So if you can answer that correctly, they're going to pick a few winners anyway. I think they're going to pick maybe three that can share the big prize, which would give a market rate of about $380 worth of those coins. So a little partnership and marketing between the two, because we know Tron's had so much help here with the blockchain upgrade and token migration from all over the globe. So many platforms, trading platforms, and different people got involved, and so did Ubi. So they're going to have this little fun competition. Go check it out. Go check out Tron on Twitter, Tron Foundation. You can even look at Justin Sun on Twitter. You'll find out some information about this competition. If you're a soccer fan, make a little prediction, maybe pick up some Tron there. But guys, let me know, getting back to what the big question here was, I know for all of us it's different, so there's no standard numbers and things like that, but we have to get our mindsets right too about, it's easy to get, you know, a little caught up in the market. It's easy to get a little pulled down and bummed out in the market when people are saying projects could never hit this, or projects. But what you need to do is think about what's going to make you happy, right? When you have your position. So this guy I talked about, he has about 25,000 TRX. There's a lot of people that have less than that. There's a lot of people that have more than that. So depending on where we could ever go with the price, some people will have a lot of money. Some people actually don't need a lot of money. They're just happy to make a couple bucks, and that would be happy. You know, everybody doesn't need a Lambo, right? A lot of people are now just trying to pay bills, and that would help them. Maybe take some nice vacations, maybe get into early retirement. Tron could do that for some of you if they have enough Tron, if their positions are big enough, and if Tron can hit some of these target prices they're thinking. So, you know, for you personally, is Tron a coin that you have enough of a holding, or you believe that you're going to hold long enough into the future to let it hit a high value enough that could send you off into early retirement if that gave you the kind of numbers that would let you have the life you want? And again, that also relates to how you're going to spend your money in the future. If you had a lot of money, maybe you don't want to be one of those lottery winners who spends it all on fancy stuff. You're going to be a little more smart and invest it to make some more money. But everybody's at a different number there, so we don't all have to be fighting over what the price could be or what the price couldn't be. Just have a mindset of what you would be happy with. Okay, guys, so let me know that in the comments below. If you could, guys, please like the video. I appreciate that a lot. And subscribe to the channel so you catch the videos when they come out all the time. And you can also send us private messages that way. And that helps us a lot, too, if you subscribe, guys. I always appreciate that when you can do it. And it's such a good community in the Tron community that it's great to always talk to you guys because there's so much positivity in the comments. And you guys are also sharing a lot of information with each other about other projects, which is pretty cool because I know when you get into the videos and you look through the comments, sometimes you get a lot better news than you could ever see in any videos, right? Because you get a widespread just buffet of knowledge of crypto enthusiasts. So I love looking through the comments and hearing what you guys have to say and the messages you guys give me, private messages about projects you're interested in and things to check out. And guys, as always, to be safe in the crypto community, keep up with our little movement we have going. Let's try to educate at least one new person to crypto. That could be you if you're watching this video. Get yourself an offline hardware wallet because you don't want to lose your investment. So you got to be smart. You got to secure and store your crypto properly because then you're really just securing your family's and your future wealth that you're trying to build for everybody, okay? So such a small price to pay to get a hardware wallet, guys, and you don't want to be part of the $1 billion in crypto that's been lost. So let's educate one person at a time, guys. If you're new to crypto watching the video or you just haven't done it yourself yet, start securing your crypto and don't leave it vulnerable for theft, okay? And if you're really good and you get really good at securing your crypto, you're probably going to get into 2 hardware wallets like a lot of people do. So one is for long-term holding in a safe place, you don't even touch it, and maybe another wallet like I use another wallet that I keep with me to make transactions when I'm moving around doing whatever I'm doing. So you could also give a hardware wallet to a friend, guys, that you know is getting into crypto and you want to help them be safe and secure, because it doesn't matter if we're making millions of dollars on our investments in crypto, if we just leave them out there vulnerable to theft, it's all gone, it doesn't matter. So let's be smart, guys. And if you don't know, a lot of people say, what are hardware wallets? How do I get one? Just to help you out, there's a link in the description below. You can go check out one of the best and most popular hardware wallets on the market, and you'll be able to get it right from the manufacturer, which is the safest. So anyways, guys, I'm going to take off now. I hope you're going to have a good night or day wherever you are around the world. Let me know what you think about Tron. How long are you holding Tron for, and what kind of price number are you thinking would be very good if Tron ever hit that someday? You would be comfortable to sell off, and maybe that could send you off on your way to a very happy life. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.